All right. We are not about to do a closet makeover right now, which then begs the question, what are you doing in my closet with me? Okay, well, I am a full-time mom of 4, and I'm also a behavior analyst. I am a consultant professionally, and this is where my worlds collide, because a lot of the times there are things that happen in my own home, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Before we go any further, at least you can do is know my name if you're going to be chilling in my closet with me. My name is Leisha. I am a licensed behavior analyst, a parent coach, and a mom of 4. And today we're going to be talking about my problem. Okay, we're going to be talking about an extinction burst. And if you don't know what that is when a behavior gets worse or so much more intense before it stops for good. In other words, it's when you place a boundary and your learner starts to push back. If that pushback seems to be like kind of boiling over and getting bigger and badder as time goes on, that's what you're going to label an extinction burst. Now, if you are knee deep in that shit like I am right now, you are not able to see the end of the light. You are literally thinking like, when is this going to end? And if someone tells you, which I said it before, makes this blanket statement being like, oh, well, it depends on the learner, the history of the behavior, how long it's been reinforced, and how reinforcing that reinforcement is. I'm here to call bullshit, okay? While all of that might be true, we also need a goddamn gauge here, people, okay? If it is lasting longer than 2 weeks, I'm gonna be nice. I'll be nice and say 3 weeks if you're on the real struggle bus, but that's as far and as long as this should be going. You do not need to be trudging through the mud that long. Like I don't have enough stamina for that kind of nonsense. And let's talk about what potentially might be going on and why you are still knee deep in those trenches. And I'm going to be honest, like all of these things that I'm about to list for you are the things that I am going through. They are my problems. And I have been a professional for decades at this point. But I am telling you, when I leave this closet, I don't know what happens. I really don't know. Like mom mode takes on and I'm like, what are all these monkeys? It is really hard. It is really hard to be rational sometimes. Like intellectually, I understand. And maybe it's just me. I don't know. It could be just me, but I don't know, you're here, so maybe it's not just me. Okay, so first we need to double check for inconsistencies. You need to make sure that every player on your motherfucking field are doing the exact same thing. I am talking about not once, not one singular time is that particular behavior that you are trying to stop is getting reinforcement. And you know what? I'm gonna put it out there. My current problem, screen time, and it just seems to be an ongoing current problem. Like I had this in the bag. Okay, I named a certain time of the day that they were going to have screen time. We started with shared screen time, which then transitions to individual one-on-one time. We do low stimulation TV. Like I thought I had this in the bag, and somehow, some way, this constant, Mom, I'm so bored. Mom, can I just watch screen time? From the minute they wake up in the morning until the minute they go to, I swear, I think they have like a legal document to explain and give me reasons why just 5 more minutes is reasonable. Okay, so you can kind of see when an extinction burst becomes a little too much, what it kind of does to your brain, right? Okay, so I digressed there. Where were we at? Oh, yes. The one of the 3 reasons that I'm going to list today as to why the extinction burst may be going on too long is that not everybody is on the same page, and that behavior is still being reinforced somewhere, somehow. Now, whenever I go out for coffee or I get my hair cut, I walk through the door and my blessed little children, they are on some sort of screen time. And much to my husband's bewilderment, I'm just a little annoyed. He would constantly tell me like, Alicia, it is a little bit later in the day, or sometimes it'll be like I had a phone call, and all of these are reasonable. I get them, but unfortunately, he is providing our learners with intermittent reinforcement. And intermittent reinforcement, I mean, she is a heavyweight champion, okay? Like she is going to hold on for dear life. And you know what intermittent reinforcement is? I made a couple of videos about that. Also on Instagram, go take a look at that because we are going to just kind of forge through. You know, number one is going to be that intermittent reinforcement. Next, we want to kind of tease out and see, okay, am I reinforcing the alternative behavior? And again, just like I said before, I am doing all of these. I intellectually know not to. And my environment is set up so they cannot be occurring, but unfortunately they do. And we need to work through how to prevent them. Again, God, it's really hard not to digress. Okay, going back. What is it they're going to do? Reinforcing alternative behaviors. What is it that your learner can do instead of that particular behavior that you are trying to, kind of shape into something a little bit more functional? In my particular case, it's trying to get my learners to do other activities other than screen time. Do they know what to do? In my case, I thought so. I thought my learners knew what alternatives could be, but this was very much an error on my end. I didn't test. I didn't help. I didn't observe them engaging in other activities during the time in which they were asking, Mom, I just want to watch TV. Mom, what's going on? I just assumed they knew what to do. And we just can't do that. A lot of the times it's going to happen with a whole bunch of other behaviors other than just screen time. We assume that our learners know you can't do this. If you can't do this, then you can do this instead. What we're doing is we're setting them up for failure. We're not actually completing the task of going all the way through. I'm going to take a behavior away, but now I'm going to replace it with something. And third and final, you need to ensure that you're using another intervention in tandem. You cannot just squash a behavior without reinforcing something else. Rookie mistake. But here I am, a decade later, and I am still making rookie mistakes. Now, remember those activities that I did not check for. I did not check to see if my learners knew what to do instead of watching TV. I need to be mindful to reinforce those behaviors. We need to ensure that our learners are pairing those activities, the preferred replacement behavior or alternative behavior, with positive experiences. And you want them to internalize that, experience those internal and external reinforcement. Now, the trick here is that we have to notice those behaviors. The problem behaviors or those not so savory ideal behaviors, they're so much louder. Mom, I want to watch screen time. Mom, I'm so bored. I see those and I hear those behaviors legit without fail. But I don't see the quiet coloring or the reading in the reading rainbow as easily. Why? Because I'm just able to forge forward with my day, which is easier for me. But I don't see them doing those behaviors. I'm not reinforcing those alternative behaviors. So what does that ultimately mean? That ultimately means surprise. And that's my cue to wrap this one up a little bit quicker. Ultimately, if we are not providing attention for those preferred alternative behaviors, our learner is getting so much more attention for those negative interfering behaviors. And which one do you think they are going to present with more? So the next time a behavior spikes and you're like, what in the love of going on right now? What you're probably seeing is an extinction burst, but don't let it go on for too long before you have to reevaluate. You might end up in the closet with me again. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more behavioral insights, and maybe share this with someone else who could use a little bit more encouragement during those tough behavior changes.